So today we are going to be doing a little bit of an install. One of these ONWRD supply company bench seat organizers. So gonna throw that in. Let's get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at this thing. So ONWRD Supply, I met these guys at Overland Expo PNW. They actually had their booth set up right next to the Super Pacific booth. Got to meet the whole crew. They were all a bunch of really cool dudes. And yeah, so, you know, was checking these things out. They have some smaller ones. Obviously, this is the big kind of bench seat organizer, so this has got the most real estate. And what I really liked about this is that you can customize it to kind of exactly what you wanted. So I picked up a few of their accessories that you can, you know, do. This actually comes with these 4 kind of pockets built in. So these are not removable. So those are always on there. I liked that. And then I went and I snagged, this one is the, I'm not sure what this one's called, but I believe it was like the tech pouch. And then this one is a little bit more of like a hard, kind of like a hard cover. But what I really liked about this one is that it's got this inner catch. So if it's vertically mounted on the wall, it won't just flop open and dump all your stuff out. Got some fun little pockets and some zippers. It's got this kind of protective shape to it. And what I'm thinking is easy spot to throw the camera and some small cords and batteries, whatnot, things that are fragile. And then I've got the, it's like the water bottle mount, but I thought it was a really unique shape. So I'm not entirely sure what I want to put in there, but it does close over like that, so that was another one that I thought was pretty cool. And what I really like about this system is you can grab and go. And so they have these Velcro patches, but since they hinge over into these slots, they won't fall off on any kind of rugged surface, you know, if you're off-roading, anything like that. But if you need to grab it and go, it easily just pulls out and up, and you can remove it from any spot on this. So I thought that was pretty cool too. Now, I already had this trash can that I keep in the truck, and I'm thinking about seeing if I can figure out a way to also put it on here. So when I get to camp, I can kind of pull it out of the truck, throw it back here, and just have an easily movable trash can that can go between inside the truck and onto the ONWRD Supply panel. So, gonna be a little bit of a different install. This is not gonna go in the truck. It's actually gonna go on the back wall of the Super Pacific. So let's go ahead and hop in here, take a look at it, and give you an idea of what I'm thinking. So, on the camper, on the Super Pacific, there are these M6 threaded riv nuts that are located around the perimeter of the X1. It's how these molly panels are actually attached. And what I'm thinking is I picked up this piece of aluminum, just flat bar. This is 1/8 inch flat bar. I'm going to cut it to size, but what I'll be able to do is actually drill out some holes in it and just have some simple wing nuts that I can easily, on one end and the other, remove this bar or leave it in. And in the back of the actual panel, there is this slot that runs the entire length down, where I should be able to, it's like a dowel slot, and it'll give me a space to actually slide that in there. And my hopes is that this whole system can actually just mount easily up on this back window. And since it'll be easily removed, I don't have to block my view out the rear window while I'm driving down the road. But when I get to camp, I can set this up. It actually acts as like a window shade for the, people being able to see into the camper through my truck. So if I am changing, they won't get a show, which will be nice. So that's the game plan, and we will see how it works. Now there is actually these mounting points, so if you wanted to, you could use them on maybe a different system, but in my case, I don't actually, they don't line up perfectly to really keep this thing taut, so we'll have to improvise with, what we're doing here today. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so what I'm realizing is that these dowel sleeves kind of line up with the outer holes, so they'll be in the way, but this one and this one, doing this kind of one-handed, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes, so hole number 2 and 4 are actually in the clear of the dowel sleeve. And that actually works better, I think, because having the 2 mounting points be slightly inward is actually going to give that bar, since it's only 1/4 inch, or sorry, 1/8 inch, it's going to give that bar a little more rigidity, so it's not bowing in the middle. So, yeah, I'm cool with that. I like that. Okay, so let's go ahead. I don't want it sticking out, so I'm just gonna yeah, that looks good. And then I'll drill the 2 holes, and that will be where I can mount it from. So that'll work good. Okay, perfect. Alright, so I'm just going to center this and mark where I want to put these holes. That looks good. And then this is going to basically just go like that. And should look good.
Jason can't hear me. He was looking for his tight end, Gabe Hoffman. Hoffman out of eye integrity. When I say eye integrity, they are not fooled by one thing and go somewhere where they're not supposed to be. They stay within their zones.
Those look good.
So someone was right
Perfect.
there behind the defense.
I'm going to use a little stepper bit to give this a little chamfer. Yeah, that looks nice.
No,
kind of deburr it and give it a cleaner look.
Tommy DeVito, backup Nate.
If only there were backups in real life.
Hey guys, follow me on this one.
But at least there's progressive to protect Yamamoto.
See? Now that's a smile. Okay,
Yeah.
now everybody look at DeVito on this one.
This was no crime of passion. This was a premeditated murder.
Sometimes the dead do.
So, for hardware, what I want to use are these little thumb screws, which, a couple of things. I wanted to have enough length in the screw to obviously fit through and engage with the riv nut well. But I didn't want to be, you know, sitting there threading it all day. And then also, I wanted something that would sit relatively flush, because this is going to be on the back side of the, you know, the actual panel. I have some other wing nuts that are kind of like this style. But again, it's just way too big. So I think what I've landed on with these is going to be perfect. Let's just test fit these, make sure our holes are good. That looks good. That looks good. Nice. That feels good. And I drilled my holes level, so that's good. Let's go ahead and slide this into that dowel sleeve and get this mounted, see how it looks. Go ahead, slide that in, and I'm going to tuck all these pieces, and I like the way that is lining up. Oh yeah, this actually, just having that in there adds a good bit of rigidity to the whole setup. So now I should be able to just slide these in and get them mounted. Give you an idea of what I'm doing here. Just kind of slide this in here. And then I should be able to just mount that in. Oh, this is a little tricky. Might have to get a little creative here with how I can use these little threaded thumb screws. Yeah, this is definitely challenging. Okay, it's definitely a tight fit. I'm kind of figuring out a technique here that's working, but I think I got something. Okay, that side's on. Definitely challenging, and takes two hands to do this. Okay, we are mounted up. So, one thing to note is that the bottom of these things have Velcro, so I could put some Velcro on here to keep the bottom kind of down. You know, another thought that I had was if I've got the bed panel kind of pulled out, you know, is there a world where I could kind of rotate this up and have it, you know, hooked on for driving down the road instead of pulling it off each time? But, you know, these are things I can figure out later on. But that bar really adds a ton of rigidity to it, and now I can just start adding in, you know, the little accessories. So just being in here, I'm kind of thinking I want to have, where's that other, oh, here it is. Yeah, I think I'm gonna want to have maybe these two in the middle, or, you know, maybe down low. I don't know. I'm just gonna play around with this and see what I like. I like that I have my lighting right here too, so this will actually add, you know, having that lighting there will be nice to be able to look into these bags real easily. Okay, that looks good. And this, I can pull these covers off so that it actually sticks better. But yeah, this will be nice because I can leave this one open and kind of dangle down if I want to access, you know, stuff here. And then this guy, yeah, so I'll put this on here to block the Velcro while I mount the top. Maybe I want to have this over on the side as well. So these hooks kind of, they kind of slide in, and this is what makes this system so unique. You know, it's not just Velcro holding it up. These hooks actually kind of lock in there, and then the weight is on the hook versus the actual Velcro, which is really nice. And move my table back, using my little Lagoon table as a tripod. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, I'm liking that. This has like a magnetic latch in it. I like that. That's nice. Nice. Where do I want to put this trash can? That's another great question. So many options. So this obviously is not designed for this system, so I'll need to get creative on how I mount this. I actually think I can literally just use the strap, and because this is like a headrest trash can, and just kind of hang it right off the top of this. Oh yeah, this is gonna work great. There we go, tighten that up. And now, trash can can kind of hangs down low like that. Toss stuff in, and I can kind of figure out what I'm doing with this. Maybe something like right there might work out really good. Let's try that. Oh, that actually works a lot easier. If you kind of put your finger behind and pull the the loop out. That, yeah, I like that. There we go. Cool. So that'll work really nice. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Obviously, I'm not fully decided on how I want it all to sit, but now I've got a ton of extra storage for just like little wires and little stuff. Actually, you know what? I can test out. So I've got my little Osmo camera. Oh yeah. One-handed, toss it in. Boom. Yeah, already loving this system. All right, so initial thoughts. I love the modularity of it, the ability to move things around and make it what will work best for you. I mean, that's obviously the best thing. I also love that you can quickly, if you grab any of the bags from the bottom and pull out, it disengages that hook system and allows you to just pull things out really quickly. So, you know, if we're talking about just something that is very, you know, adaptive to your own situation, this is it. So I'm a big fan of it. And in terms of how I installed it, obviously that is a totally custom, you know, install. So that part of it is a little bit tricky. It'd be cool if they actually offered some sort of, you know, beam or, you know, bar that had a bunch of holes in it that could, you know, easily be adapted to different platforms. But again, this is designed for the back seat of your vehicle. So, you know, it's not really meant to live here. But I do think this is a really good solution for covering your window if you got that there, and tons of storage added to the inside of your X1. This could probably work for GFC same way. I do know they have some riv nuts to mount stuff to, so this might be a solution for those guys as well, or any of the other, you know, campers on the market. You know, the little thumb screw situation that I did, it is a little tricky to actually get your fingers in there and screw those into the riv nuts. So maybe somebody else comes up with a better solution. I mean, honestly, even something like a hook. Maybe I'll 3D print a little hook. They'll grab that bar and be a better solution there. But initially, I'm super stoked with this and excited to see how I use it in the future. So thanks for watching, guys, and subscribe if you haven't, and more content coming out. Thanks, guys. See ya.